Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PWG Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Episode 4, Kurt Russell Reunion 4. We are live tonight in front of 1,026 people at the Arizona Phoenix College. We're going to open the show here tonight with a 54C bonus, guys, as Will Ospreay defeats Trevor Lee in 16:29 by pinfall with a 6:30 splash. Will Ospreay gets the victory tonight over Trevor Lee. This match got the show off to a hot start. The crowd got hotter, 41 and 55 for Lee and Ospreay respectively. No skill improvements. All right, next up, and about that at great heat and decent wrestling, Candice LeRae defeats Timothy Thatcher in 9:20 with a ballsplex. 51 D+, and one half of the world's cutest tag teams, Candice LeRae, gets the victory here tonight at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's PWG Kurt Russell Reunion 4. This match got the crowd hotter. Candice LeRae had a 53 in-ring, Thatcher with a 42. Now, Thatcher's improving in Rumble skills, which is great. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with LeRae and Joey Ryan, but I'm definitely going to be paying some special attention to them. I really have always loved their gimmick and their team over the years. So definitely some favorites of mine that we'll be utilizing going forward. I'm trying, guys, to mix in a PWG product using Excalibur mainly during the intermissions and stuff, to have intermissions. Ideally, I want to get PWG to a Ring of Honor is having a little bit more stories, a little bit, and eventually we'll tell a story where we're going to be moving out of the armory and getting a screen at least so I can do video packages, because I really like doing video packages, not in the traditional sense, but in the sense of, hey, this happened backstage in a little room where they film stuff to set up matches for later in the show, or like interviews hyping a match with a wrestler, because I think wrestling is very important when people actually hype up matches. But this is an interesting product for me because it's so different from what I usually do. I've been on it for a while now. Let's go keep going. Next up, and about that at good wrestling and decent heat, Sami Callihan defeats Michael Iligan in 13:03 by pinfall with a headlock driver. Sami Callihan suffered an abdominal strain. Iligan with a 53, Callihan with a 50. No skill improvement, so let's keep on. Next up, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, come out and remind everyone that they've been in PWG for a long-ass time, and thus, until PWG management decides to show their faces, they'll be calling the shots. So we're going to be running a storyline as well where we'll be, at least our main storyline, where we will be having some PWG management on screen. I'm leaning towards Celeste Bonston, formerly Caitlyn in WWE, because I think that's something that, PWG might do. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about some PWG management that kind of fit in with the PWG style. They could be from WWE or TNA or whoever, but something that you think that PWG might gravitate towards. Anyways, Nick says he drove all the way down from the 15 through the 91 to the 60 and then up the 5 freeway to get to Reseda from Rancho, and come to find out they weren't even booked in the first time in 7 years? Matt says that's unacceptable, as the Bucks need to get paid, as their merch money from Hot Topic is in a holding pattern for the next few days. So with that being said, we're issuing an open challenge. The Bucks wait for a moment as Brian Pillman Jr. and Desmond Xavier. Brian Pillman Jr., of course, made his debut at the third show, which was All-Star Weekday 10. Based off of what happened at All-Star Weekday 10, a new team has formed. As the duo accepts the Young Bucks challenge, we're going to be having Brian Pillman Jr. and Desmond Xavier take on the Young Bucks. And about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction. The Young Bucks defeat the new team of the Big Guys. And if you guys don't get it, obviously Desmond Xavier and Brian Pillman Jr. check out the Ryback himself, the Big Guy. So their team name is the Big Guys. Brian Pillman Jr. and Desmond Xavier lose to the Young Bucks in 13:03 when Matt Jackson defeats Brian Pillman Jr. with a moonsault. So Brian Pillman Jr. should know his game. The Young Bucks have great chemistry. Xavier with a 51, Pillman Jr. with a 48, and a 72 and a 70 for the Bucks in a high spot-based spot monkey match. 69C+, a very solid match. Unfortunately, no skill improvements. I was hoping for the very young Pillman and the very young Desmond Xavier. Nothing there, but yeah, hopefully we'll get some skill improvements with these guys, but I kind of like this little form team out of nowhere. 69C+. Let me know what you guys think about the team of Xavier and Pillman Jr. Next up at intermission, Excalibur reminds us that we have 3 matches left here tonight at PWG Kurt Russell Reunion 4, including the huge main event of Ricochet defending his PWG World Championship against Jeff Cobb. So, no skill improvements, 2070. Alright, next up, and about that as superb wrestling and great heat, Sabre Jr. defeats Matt Riddle in 16:59 by pinfall with the senior stretch. Sabre Jr. gets Matt Riddle to tap out tonight here at PWG. A 70 from Sabre Jr., 65 from Riddle, and the match deserved better announcing. No skill improvements. That's kind of a bummer. but a 67 C+ from Sabre Jr. and Matt Riddle. Very strong match. Next up, in a match that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Matt Sidell defeated Sammy Guevara in 12:58 with the Cyclorama. Sammy Guevara had an in-ring performance of 47, while Sidell put up a 59. Sammy Guevara is improving in rumble skills, a 59 seed though between these two people. Between these two outstanding in-ring workers. Sammy Guevara, obviously one of the hotter, younger indie talents on the scene in terms of this type of wrestling, loses to the much more experienced, as you can tell in his face, Matt Sidell. 59 C, and let's get to our main event. In a superb match, Ricochet defeats Jeff Cobb in 17:31 by pinfall with a standing shooting star press. Ricochet makes defense number 4 of his PWG World Heavyweight Championship. So Ricochet with a 75, Cobb with a 54. Cobb is still not suited to his gimmick. We'll look at it again. That's all right. And he is continuing to improve performance. Let's see what our show rating was here tonight. It was a 65, and we've increased our popularity in 18 regions. That is fantastic. So we're going to give this a Xavier Jr., Matt Riddle, and we will get it to Jeff Cobb since he took the pin. Let's go ahead and get our speeches out. So this was another very strong PWG show, getting us into the high 60s here at the Kurt Russell Reunion 4. Let's go ahead and wait till this finishes out again, and we'll go ahead and see where we land financially for the rest of the month. I tried, I'm thinking about putting together a consortium where we share money so I can start bringing in a couple bigger names that are independents to wrestle at PWG and who would wrestle this type of wrestling. So we're thinking about doing that. As of right now, we're going to, at least for the first 6 months, stay as we've been doing, and then maybe write a little storyline, as I said, about getting to a little bit bigger venue with at least a little bit of a video board here, so I can do some stuff backstage. Let's see here. We have made $1,000 for the month, so we've made $18,422. That was simply based on the fact that we upgraded our production values, so that's why that's low. Sammy Callihan, he's injured. Let's see how long Sammy Callihan is injured as well. Medical Sammy Callihan is out for 23 days. And Marty Scurll should be back by, he's 2 shows out, I guess. But he'll be back soon enough. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. This was PWG episode 4, the Kurt Russell Reunion. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a glorious rest of your day.